Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us at the Spontaneous Shakespeare's Company production of Breaking Bard. So, in order for us to get started, we just need two things from you folks. The first thing that we need is an adjective, a describing word, a word that you would use to describe somebody. Ones we've used in the past have been melancholy, silly. So can you shout out some at me now, please? Ostentatious. Joyful, ostentatious, sassy. The first one I heard was joyful. I love that, joyful. And can I get, for our second thing, a location that you might find inside a Shakespearean play. So previous ones we've had have been a cave, a nunnery. So shout those out, please. We did have a bar previously. What was this over here? A haberdashery. Oh, so a haberdashery. So where one makes and buys hats, like you can find just off of Old Market Square. Wonderful. I think we'll take those. So joyful and haberdashery, a hat shop. We are the Spontaneous Shakespeare Company, and this is Breaking Bard.
Inside a shop adorned with many hats.
There is so many choices to be made.
And everyone who goes there knows the facts.
And all the beautiful bows have been laid.
The master hatsmith looks upon his trade.
His hands be stained by all the different ilk.
All these things have made that which he's made.
The finest hats of fabrics and of silk.
The queen, she comes to land to seek the man.
She wants to see what is going on.
And see if she herself will be a fan.
And perhaps a hat she might don.
So join us for our tale, for which we toy.
About the man who was always the best boy.
Dear Papa, I wish to own a hat on my own.
Ah, my sweet. Alas, the hat shop opens soon. Mayhaps one day a hat you'll have on head that won't be potato sack.
If we can but afford it so. I do scrounge for many dimes and coin all around, but none I can find.
Yes, nor I in my sweeping of the front have seen a coin so much worth a hat. Oh, but that there, Cornelius there, he is such joy to have. He would mayhaps give you a hat, for he does love to give to those that might not afford.
Well, I could don a smile to him so, perhaps tell a fun joke, and then he can laugh and bless me with the brightest hat in the store.
Indeed, methinks that would be quite a possibility.
He does but bring such joy to this town, does he not?
Indeed, and that joy does make waves across the land.
Oh, he brings in so many fun, interesting people. I do wish to meet them all, if I not wear this sack no more.
Indeed, I did hear an ambassador from France came then day aft.
Really?
Indeed.
The French have come to town?
Indeed, that and Spanish person such as well.
What wondrous joy! I do thank Cornelius in all his mightiness.
Indeed, he's such a man. I've seen him out about myself. The grandeur that he hath. Even queen, I think, would bow to him.
I would like to be a queen someday. Perhaps he can make me a crown.
Perhaps. Indeed, my boy, a queen you shall be.
Is that not something I shall do?
I think the possibility is quite possible.
Well, perhaps I try writing a joke for him today, and then a hat can be my very way.
Lord Gaudry,
Lord Hampton, it is good to see you so.
what brings you to our pebbled streets?
A little bit of shopping I do like. I'm on the market to get finery and perhaps prepare for the ball that does come here.
I see thou has lost some real estate as of recently. Does thou look for Cornelius and his haberdashery?
Perhaps I do. The real estate that was lost is dearly missed, my friend. That much is true. My age and years have gone up quite a bit since I did last see your face here in town.
'Tis true, you are a man of what, 60 now?
Indeed, I do fear the end is coming near.
Then we should have you adorned in the finest clothes and finest hat, for your casket awaits.
Not quite yet, Lord Hampton, and don't you jest, for you are going on to 42, and there are many men that lost their lives far earlier than you have got yours here.
Aye, but I live in a pleasant town in a joyous time. For with Cornelius's hats, we see such a variety. See the man across the way, hat 3 feet tall and him only 2 feet high. Or the lady over there, whose hair has so many feathers in it, she could be a pheasant. With all of this joyful inventiveness, this imagination put on our streets, everyone is walking with the smile.
Indeed, the place is full of life and mirth. There's something about the town that has quite changed since Cornelius did come.
Aye, and changes me as well. For my belly has grown larger with all the new coin. I feast myself. It is but a happy time. And I have a new goal. For I am to try every restaurant and every clother in this land, and found myself wanting to come back here. Isn't it strange how well Cornelius does what he does?
And strange, I would not say so that, but joy does come from many places thus, and I do think that if he had not hats, he'd find something else to bring joy to us.
Dost thou not know? Cornelius is a man of a lineage of haberdasherians. Through his father and his grandfather, and maybe further than that, there is nothing that brings him more joy than to adorn one's head, especially those who have lost so much.
Indeed. And yet, I must go into the dinner that calls. I'll see you later at that dearest ball.
Yes, sir.
What think thou here, my masterpiece complete? Therein I've put each everything I have. These buckles, bells, and jewels and flowers there, adorned with plumes of beautiful of birds.
Perhaps a darker shade of color it will do.
My son, you are too blackened with thy mood. I know that thou dost look on this and see too much festivity and seriousness about. I shall make it for you here. Thus, I remove 2 feathers, and 1 buckle, and a bell, and mayhaps this mirror is a little much indeed. But there, with all that taken off, what sayest thou? Is this not the best hat I've ever made?
I wish not don a cap, dear father, so, for I have just washed my hair indeed, and it does not need a cap on its head.
Indeed, thy raven dark and blackened hair therein, which covers up thy eyes, is very nice. But I do think that if thou sees the joy I put into this hat, you'd think again.
Dear father, I just ask that you not smile all the time. It is but blinding so.
My son, 'tis true, 'tis true. For many times I have been told when I was young that a cheery disposition all the time doth make others feel as if thou art not true. And thus, with your sour disposition in your face and body, I shall remain much more concise and keep my face from smiling all the time, thus only smile when things are truly good.
That is my indicator here. If something is but actually fun, I will smile.
Excuse me, I do wish not to interrupt, but I do need a cap for a funeral coming so.
Indeed. Well, I have prepared here in brightest red a hat with feathers
Father.
to show the love and life that this person there did have. And when you wear this with a pinwheel, no?
Father, I do think this person here has gone through many tragedy.
I see. Then mayhaps this black hat that I have quite here, it is quite laid with much class and somberness. If thou doth take this, wear it upon thy head, I think your funeral shall be attended well.
Thank you, I do like it so. I do think this will fit the occasion well. And coined for you, so thank you for your work.
Indeed, I thank thee. Enjoy thy funeral. I wish thee well.
Normally condolences shall be wished, but I am proud of you, Father, for you have calmed thyself into appropriate timing.
Why, Jamie, you are a good lad indeed, and many times have I thus wished you that. You could share smiles as I do all the time, but I know since thy mother left long ago that thou have had a sour taste inside. Thy somberness, it mourns for she that's gone, and I do mourn in my own different way.
You do bless a smile on your face to cheer me, for you see my own pain. And I do thank you for that, but I need it not all the time.
Now, Jamie, I know thou needest very little, and thou keeps me here, my feet firmly on the ground. But there's a ball next week that I would have you wear the brightest hat I've ever made. I know 'tis not your way, but thou art dark in complexion and in hair, and with this hat, the contrast between the brightness and thyself shall make the hat shine ever more so great. My son, oh, please, wilt thou do this for me? I know 'tis not thy will, but if thou wouldst, a smile bigger than any thou have seen shall adorn my face, for I do love thee well.
Well, although I look a clown in this looking glass, I do wish to make you happy, Father. So I will wear this hat at the dear ball and make you love me so.
Indeed, a clown you may be, my dear son, but when I look upon you, I doth smile. And is that not what clowns are meant to do? Now come, and we shall talk a little while.
Ladies, ladies of the court, dost thou look upon mine hat? Is it not brilliant with the plumage there so big?
And the back is so bulbous and round. It does but cradle thy cranium.
Such fabric so thick indeed. I do wish to have it thus.
Indeed, it is quite large, that much is true. And yet it is quite trashy for just you.
I wish repeat those words, for my hat is big, and I do like them so.
Big like ego such, I can see. Yet I don't think a hat like that would be for me.
And what hast thou to say with thy, what, a little bow upon your head?
A little bow indeed, it is not quite. This bow is not so small as you do think. It is made of silk of rhino tusk. Expensive as it was, it's worth all the price.
Oh, and so the price does make up for its size.
Indeed, and what about you wear right here? How much did you pay for that skimpy dress?
Mine dress? Well, I paid with it with, what was it, 20 tons in gold.
Just last week I paid 30 for this one.
I got this for free. It was made using a single silkworm over 40 years. The hat, a Cornelius original. As you see, several mirrors abound on it. I am a lady of giving, so all of you can see how much worse you look than me.
And Mary, you are quiet. What of you?
I did make this my own self. From the scraps you do have from your dresses thrown in trash abound. That's why there are many patches here on it. And this hat, I cannot afford Cornelius's hats for sure. I do say I make this hat of rock and gravel such. It is quite heavy and my own neck does hurt, but I see beauty is pain.
Oh, dearest Mary, you are just a treat, and patches, they do come in style indeed.
Aye, and they could be used as pockets.
Uh-huh.
A thing we all wish we had more of.
Indeed, and heavy is the head that bears the crown, so heavy can your head be too?
I do think that perhaps I could be a queen someday.
But ladies, these are but our Tuesday outfits, and we have ball approaching soon.
I not have enough time to make a dress for that, so this might be my ball outfit.
It will be just great, I'm sure that so.
It'll be very eye-catching. Every man will have to look at you.
I suppose that's fine. And perhaps I could borrow your own hats?
Thou doth wish to have my plumage?
And my mirrors?
Oh, Mary, this is just my Tuesday hat. For you can wear it such if you do wish, for I do have a hat of adorned things that I do have for ball that does come here. And yet, we should all go. Dinner time is near.
Good Cornelius.
Ah, my lord, I see thou comest here today. I've almost finished that which thou have asked. I think that thou shalt be a bit surprised when I show you the work that I have done.
Cornelius. It's so effervescent.
Indeed it is.
Is this a crown made for Zeus? Is this Poseidon's trident adorned on one's head? What mystery have you created?
Well, I have heard that the queen may come to ball, and when one comes with royal intent, I think that thou shalt show the best of thyself. And thus, when any royal person sees this thing adorned upon the head of someone else, they'll wish to come and have one for their own, indeed. Think thou not
Indeed.
that this is so?
'Tis true, and though I am a bit enamored by how you heard of the queen's coming, I meant to keep that tight to lip. I've never seen a hat with so many different purples in it. A violet, a plume, eggplant.
Lord Hampton, I do thank you for coming to my father's store.
Aye, for his joyous smile that does give me energy.
Oh, my friend, I thank thee for thy words. But this hat, as you can see, it is all done. If thou wouldst take it, but keep it under wraps, for I think not it should have its reveal until the party. Yes, indeed, the ball, where thou shalt wear it, and you'll wear it well.
Aye, but I am a well-known man, so I'll have one of my lesser-thans come in, grab the hat, wrap it so, and bring it to the place.
Forgive me. Have you met my son, Jamie, here? He is my darker half, that some do say. But in his being here by my own side, he makes sure that my work here is kept quite well.
I do remember your original designs. They were, how does one say, all-encompassing, as they used every color and every material.
And were quite expensive thus to make.
Aye. Did you not go bankrupt for a moment?
Indeed, I did, but that is in the past, for with my son's help here, we then fixed all, and thus we have these hats and many things inside the store that I shall keep ere all time.
My father takes joy in hats, and I do take joy in numbers, so.
So lovely. And I am so blessed. I do require one more hat for my daughter, if that is not of too quick. It is for the ball.
Indeed, I am quite busy at this time, but for you, friend, I'll do this thing for you. But what would thou wish for this cap, indeed? For I have many designs that I could make.
Aye, she is an intuitive one. She has been making her dresses of late, and a hat made of stone, which I worry about her neck, but a strong lady she is, like her mother so.
A challenge thus.
Aye.
Indeed, to make a hat here made of stone is something no one else here has ever done. The challenge that is laid could be quite thick, for one requires a thick neck for this thing. But if I do this, make this masterpiece out of materials that others throw away, indeed, the best haberdasher shall I be, and people will come here from far away.
But please, I wish to not have a repeat of what happened with your father.
Indeed, you speak of the incident in which his neck did crack and thunder at the sound of all the things I laid upon his spine.
Aye. He, a haberdashery man in himself, went but crazy of believing that he could wear all the hats at once. And you, a faithful son, did nothing but support him in this.
Well, the image of him running about the town with every hat laid there upon his head, the joy that came out of his face therein, it counterbalanced the sound of his body's breaking.
Aye.
And thus, a beautiful image there he laid upon the city square with hats around, them fallen as a garland round his body, broken, for fashion lives much longer than us all. And this I shall do for thy daughter, friend. My lord, this hat shall be made very quick, and thus your search for fashions met its end.
Well, then I must go to attend to other business. The ball is being held by me, of course, and thus I have but ale and food and things to get ready. I appreciate you supporting your father, young one. His amazing mind does need to be settled once in a while.
Lord Hampton, it shall be done very quick, and thank thee for thy work and for thy coin. We'll get this all done very soon, my son. Wilt thou help me here with my plan?
Indeed I will, Father, but I do think that perhaps lighter material can be used. For we are doing well, but I fear our coin might dwindle so.
My son, you knowest not the joy that comes out here from achieving the impossible. I know that thou art pessimist, and I see a brighter side of world indeed, and think of things that have not been done before. And this is how our greatness is achieved. If thou will be by my side to lead me away from the pits of fancies far too fanciful, I shall take thee to places thou wilt not see with thy dark eyes cast downwards to below.
I do wish to travel so, on ship and see the world.
Now, Jamie, thou dost know I need you here. Thy mother gone, thy grandfather long since dead, This work is more than one man can do alone. I would not take away your joys to see a world so much darker and somber than this one, but I would keep thou here with me a while, at least until the ball has come and gone. For there is work to do, and I need you, my son.
I will stay with Father here. Perhaps help him in his many trade, but I do wish to see a world. A plan I will make to leave, to see the joys that is other than a haberdashery here. There must be something that does make me smile, and I will find it thus.
Of course, after this ball, there's another the week after that, and then another the month after that there too. But once those balls are done, my son, you'll leave. I'll send you on your way upon a ship. But then there's another ball. Indeed, much more. A calendar shall I there thus prepare.
Okay, Father, I do say I will help you here, but I will make plans soon enough.
Thy plans thou shalt make indeed, my lovely boy. But with thou here, you see, I'm full of joy.
My plans, a hat I will create. For ball I am so prepared for. Jamie, where art you? I wish to show my plans off. Alas, good friend, how does it go?
It is fine. You have much joy in your bod here.
Indeed. I beg you, close your eyes, and I shall show creation that I've made. This hat here, I've made it for a woman going there to ball. After the image and plans you've shown me of your father, such, I were able to make this.
I am quite proud of you thus. This is something I could never do. Perhaps you would like a job, dear friend. A job with my own father, so. There are many balls to come, and he does need an aid for all his hat making.
Doth thou think that me, Mark, might be able to make hats with him?
I do think you would aid him more than I ever could. And in doing so, perhaps my dreams be made.
Thy hat is ugly. Apologies, I mean not to be rude, I just but hate the things. They seem so constricting and unnecessary.
Mark has worked quite hard on this here hat. It is his first, and I do think he will make them better.
Apologies, I am but a sailor. I have not the manners of those on land.
A sailor, you do say?
Aye.
Your name, sir?
Corn. It is I am a pirate, and I do not give real name.
Sailor Corn, I do ask. You do travel to many islands, so?
Yes, my ship is but a vessel for trade and market, and I am here now just to procure some things before setting sail this afternoon.
I do wish to join you, sir. I am good with numbers, so I can do your books.
And how are thee with a dagger? The seas are not meant for those unprepared to protect themselves.
Never have I hold object such as this so sharp, but I shall say this is my ticket in. Yes, I do know how to swing this thing around and kill many. I have killed many a folk.
Yes, one who swings a dagger. Famously an item made for swinging, and not thy stab and puncture.
Yes, that too.
Does thou have any family that may come on chase? We are not looking to abduct one and relieve them of their needs. If thou is alone, I have heart in me, and I shall not leave you to bear on these streets.
One moment thus. Mark, I do ask you, bid a message to my father. You are his aide, and I am following my own dream.
Alas, I will convey this to him at most of haste. Dear friend, I wish thou journey will come with joy and find that smile there again.
Thank you. I do say, I am ready thus, and have no family to follow me here, for they are occupied.
Then you are there, a lad who has earned a job. Come join me on my ship. It is called the Cobb.
Dear ladies of the court, come gossip so. I do have some news that we do hear.
I pray you speak it quick. The Queen does come to town! Oh, the Queen, Her Majesty so!
Oh, and she will look upon my beauteous dress and think, oh, that's a girl I'll have in court.
Hi, and then see thy face and be like, nay.
And then next to her, I shall stand and make her sway.
And you? How shall you come and make the Queen slay?
My father has bid Cornelius a job to make the finest hat of them all, and I will wear it to the ball. I feel so much joy. I feel like Cornelius thus.
Ladies, come here. I feel bad that we have been a lack of kinship with our sister there. She is a lady of the court, and if she is to be adorned in Cornelius's finest hat, should we not come together and procure her a dress as beautiful?
Or, if she wears a hat so very nice and with the beauteous face that she doth have, perhaps a dress would make her too pretty. For maybe we should take her dress away so she does have to make another one.
Aye, but then you forget that she may end up here naked and be more beautiful. And that is a risk I personally am not willing to take.
Indeed, you're right. That much is true.
And you, of your opinion, we have one against and one for. How shall we treat our lady of the court?
Perhaps we shall make a dress, but have it not be as beauteous as the one she hath on.
Oh, and we'll fill it with so many ruffles it does take. It'll be trashy as the ones that we do have.
Aye, our dresses are quite trashy. Okay, we shall make a dress that is not as beautiful as ours, but has many ruffages, and maybe a nice little stretch along the back.
But not too nice.
Not too nice.
Just long enough to be stepped on.
We were just discussing things. We feel we have been too cruel to you, good lady of the court, and wish to amend these ways. We will go to Cornelius and find the hat he's preparing for you, and together, as we have no skills like your hands, we will purchase a dress to accommodate.
You would do such things for me?
Indeed, of course, Mary. We love you so.
Aye, though you are the newest member of this lady of the court, you are but pristine in your grace.
Perhaps I shall take my glasses off at ball too.
Oh no, you'll need those to dance, my dear friend.
Aye, and keep thy hair in a ponytail, for if it does unfurl, thy long locks may be tripping hazard.
Well, I do trust my friends indeed, and you have been to many balls. I do take your tips and tricks and succeed with such things.
For us to find our right misters, we must be but gracious sisters.
Just many hours. The shop's been open here. And yet, Jamie, my son, he appears not. For so much work have I now here to do, and joyfully I'll throw myself into it. But without my son, what's a haberdasher to do? So much work, 2 hands. Indeed, we're not quite open yet, I'm sorry, friend, but if thou returnest soon, I shall indeed. But if thou'st seen my son, then let him know his father waits for him, indeed.
That is the message I meant to bring.
A message from my son? Then come here quick. What shall thou say to me? Oh, indeed. Good Mark.
Hi.
I have not seen thee in some time, my friend, but thou hast always been a good friend to Jamie thus, and I hope thou have kept him on the straight and narrow here, for his dour face doth make him very mean, and your joyous nature such a counterpoint to that. But you had a message. Please, deliver it here.
Indeed, your son, that Jamie so, he left on boat the fastest he could take. He wished not say goodbye to you, no, he did leave so quick, with much haste.
Indeed. Just now he left, so far away?
Indeed.
My son, my right hand, indeed, my very heart, did go and did not say goodbye to me, his father, who have kept him all these years.
Nay, he said that thou wert too much on him, overbearing perhaps the word, he said.
Ah. And I here, with no one to help my trade, the ball now but days away, the queen to come. 'Tis fine, 'tis fine, 'tis fine. Indeed, 'tis so.
Alas, but here I am, and this, the hat that I have worked upon.
Oh, joyous thing.
Indeed, I included that a mirror and plumage such, much in your own visage.
You've spared no detail, indeed, no weight at all, for this must be 25 pounds at least, my friend. And thus, if you would give me but a moment here, I must think on what I shall do. But if I require some help, then know that soon I shall be calling then for you.
I thank thee, sir. And so I'll go. And
good.
See you soon.
I'll mark thee soon, dear Mark. Indeed I shall. My son now gone. I've driven him away. Indeed, my source of joy is now far away. And will be seen when? Well, I do not know. But here I have a ball, must be prepared. Though I could go and seek after there my son. Make reunion thus of that which gives me joy, my life, my love, my only family left. And with him I could then make right that wrong which sent him so far away from me. But if I do not stay and finish this, indeed, there is someone that is coming here quite soon. The queen, her royal visage, shall visit here. And I, the maker of these hats herein, the reason why the people come to town, must therein make these hats or run away. To fix this stitch that's burst or stay the course. To find my son or make my art herein. My son knows that my art is all for me. My wife left, for all I concentrated on was art that I do make herein, and now, without my son, the art is all I have. And thus to art shall I now dedicate myself. I'll bring in Mark and any hand who'll come to make these things that thou stand there alone. For with no son I cast him from my heart. Instead shall have these hats herein alone. And with this choice, I now here finally say, I have no son. Hats only now today.
Lord Godfrey, thank you for attending this meeting.
Lord Hampton, you did seem in quite distress.
Hast thou noticed peculiarities around the city as of late?
Indeed, I've been quite focused on my cousin So, Queen Cornelia, who's come to town. She keeps me busy with her orders such.
The people, they begin to rumble.
Rumble? And how do you mean by that?
They move with smiles upon their face, but their actions seem angry. It's as if madness has begun to seep from the top and run through their minds.
Indeed! You know, Queen Cordelia is so. She's smiling all the time, and yet inside I do feel rage from her dear voice, my friend.
Do you speak as if the queen is currently not in a state to attend a ball?
Oh, she'll be at the ball indeed. But, well, my friend, these words you should heed. The queen is temperamental as of late. She's happy, yet she's mad, and then she's upset, and then she's glad.
Lord Godfrey, I need honest truth right now. I heard but rumor that the queen was unsatisfied with a particular town not far from here and had it razed to the ground.
And I would not speak of my cousin, So, my lovely queen, who I do love so much, and yet the stress does cause me more dear loss.
Aye, that must be the source of thy pain. Didst thou invite her to the ball, or did she invite thyself?
Oh, she will come to ball whether I like it or not, my friend. That much is true. But it will be a grand dear ball indeed. Lord Hampton, you are known for your great balls.
Yes, I am. But I am a man whose balls are only as good as the people who attend them. And our city now lay in a sort of rapture. Do you know Persephone, the woman who owns the flower shop?
Indeed.
I did see her, but perched atop the shop like a gargoyle, meowing at dogs that pass by. That is not... She's getting close.
Indeed, my friend, she is. And yet, this meeting such, is that all that you had to say?
Yes, the town going generally crazy is all I had to say.
Well, with the queen at home, I have but much to do. I am afraid that I don't have time to spend with you. Thank you for the tea.
Everything will be fine. I shall make things right. I will make sure that my daughter has the most wonderful night.
Come, Mark, come, Mark. Yes, 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 yes. Now, make way. The precious mercury laden on thy back, we must here place within. More hats abound, for I have put out samples for each one. Indeed, look how this metal doth here glow. Put some inside thy hands, indeed thy mouth. For it is beauteous as nothing I've e'er seen. So many times my son did say, Nay, father, metals belong not upon someone's head, unless thou art going to war. But what better war is there than fashion here, my boy?
Indeed, for this it glisten like the sun. No hat should be without.
I know not why I had not you here before. Each day my son would say, Father, do not this and do not that. But nay, I have no son. Indeed, there's an opening here. Would thou wish to join me here before my side and make these hats herein? For I have been sending out the samples thereabouts to people in the town. They like them so much here. You hear them smiling, yelling in the streets. Indeed, even the queen hath worn what I have sent. And this ball, which comes on tomorrow night right now, shall unveil this, my masterpiece, my boy.
Indeed, for forever I will want to make these hats with you and crown that Mercury there. It will glisten like the sun.
But there is so much more. For Mary, she's been wanting there a hat, first made of stone. No, stone it will not do. For I have gone and hardened finest steel, and there shall steal it there upon her head. My Lord Hampton, here you come, and here's your hat. It's ready for thy daughter, oh my lord. Indeed, I know it takes some time to get used to wearing such a hat herein that's laid, but I've been working with these materials thus so long hath muscles herein made me strong, and so shall thy daughter Mary be made too.
Indeed, and her head, like strong, will prove much to the misters.
Whew. Aye, thou hast the strength of a crazy man, I'd say.
I am not crazy, no, I'm filled with joy, for I have nothing here to hold me back from doing all that I here wish to do. But my lord, you come here for the hat, it's there. Is there anything else that I may do for you?
Aye, I did but come for hat and small bit of business. Hast thou noticed any peculiarity around lately?
Well, I, not being good with numbers there, know little of the business hereabout. I simply take the coin and put it here inside the corner, where it shall there remain. But wait, the coin, oh, gold, oh, that'd be good. If we do place it there upon the hat, then we can have another layer thus. I think we found a better thing indeed.
Where is thy son?
My son?
Aye, Jamie.
Indeed, my son is here. This is Mark. He hath just joined my family today, but he's the bestest boy that a man could have, for he doth know not to talk back.
Aha. Well, it seems you have found a more joyous occasion than you had before. I do fret that your other son was better at keeping the coin in the purse and perhaps you in order.
The person of you speak is no longer here, and will not be spoken of now, my friend.
The way that you say that is very unsettling. And I feel as thy lord, I should take a step back.
My lord, I would thou take whate'er steps thou wouldst. Just know that there is but one son in my life, and he doth shine as brightly as the sun, and thus the sun so rightly is he named.
Aye, thy name is Son, then.
My name, perhaps,
Is Mark.
is Mark. Indeed, it's still Mark.
Good to know. I shall take this hat and make my way. I trust you. We have been known each other 20 years. You have adorned all my family in their finest hats. People would not speak of my balls if it was not for you. So I shall make my leave, but perhaps think on what I have said. Lost things can be found, and mayhaps when they are gone, the hole they fill cannot be so easily replaced.
I once thought as you did here, my friend, for I did lose my wife so long ago, but now you seest here. My wife indeed made into a hat, as thou can see. So much better than my living wife this is, for it is beauteous, and it is made so well, and made of metal, so it is so strong.
And so it never die.
Indeed. It shall never leave me, as my wife once did. This hat, indeed, it sits upon my heart. And thus, you see, there's nothing to here fear, for happiness and joy lives in this place.
Aye, it seems that everyone in the town agrees your joy is quite infectious. I have but my own ball to prepare for. I shall not be in thy hair any longer. I shall just take thy steel bowler hat and make my way.
The ball it comes, we shall then soon prepare. And Mark, we needs have you something to wear. My son, my wife, my family therein laid. We shall prepare to put this on thy head. And when the queen arrives, come here, my boy. We'll show her fashion that will knock her dead.
Lord Hampton!
Hi, my queen. How improper to not have you properly presented.
Indeed, improper so.
Is there anything I can do to make this ball more hospitable? You are the first to arrive.
Indeed, it said 6 o'clock, and here I am, 5:59. I'm right on time, for I am queen, and studious am I in getting places where I need to go.
'Tis true, normally people hear of this ball and arrive quite early, though I feel their minds are lost in the day.
Dear father, I do say my neck does hurt with this hat here.
My beautiful Mary, you are so lovely, and if I could just bear it for a moment while Queen is around, you may remove it once she is gone of sight. My Queen, it is an honor to host you. May I provide you some cake?
I do not eat cake, and yet your daughter so presents herself.
Oh, I am.
Is it?
I am Mary, lady of the land.
Mary. I like your hat, dear Mary.
Would thou like it, my queen? I see thy head is free and flowing, allowing thy auburn locks to roam freely.
I've been promised quite a special hat from your dear hat maker in this town, indeed, Cornelius. He says that it does come, and he does bring it on his own 2 feet.
I do wish to give you my hat, dear queen. I need it not.
Oh, no, it looks you very well.
Hello, my queen! My lord, my lady here. I thank thee now for coming to this fete. Thou may hast heard the people in the street who cry out in joy for thy appearance here. And then they cry and cry and cry some more. I can only think that they are overwhelmed, as I am here to have thee at this place and see the art that I have herein made. O Mary, like thou this thy hat I've built? It is much better than that thy father asked. It is so heavy and so strong therein, in both appearance and in weight indeed.
Indeed, it is a challenge to stand straight, but I like a challenge.
A challenge hath thou laid, and here indeed, O queen, I have prepared a hat so big, so ostentatious, that one only royal as you could look upon this thing and know its worth. And thus, with my own son, my dearest Mark, we just now placed it there upon his head, and I was told him when I'd call him forth, he would step forth and show you its grandeur here. And thus I say, anon, here, come on, Mark! Oh, everyone, prepare to see this thing! And thus...
A hat, indeed, of death, I see. Is that what you do wish for me, your queen?
No, indeed
A
not.
hat of death? Is that you do want?
My queen.
A tyrant, so you have?
One moment here, my queen. I would just look upon my son herein. He is not dead. He is not breathing. He's having a nap, for he's a good boy.
You walk on thin, thin ground, my friend, indeed. Lord Hampton,
Yes, queen.
bring your guards into this place.
I apologize, my queen, but...
Lord Hampton!
My guards have left! They are running about town naked.
Oh, indeed. Did they like the hats I made for them?
No! No one likes your hats anymore! You are a deranged man and you have killed your second son!
He's gone through 2.
Nay, my queen. I have no son at all.
I do wish to take this hat off here. It's made of sharp metal thus, and I do...
Your neck. Your neck just broke. Do not move. For even a slightest glance shall break it further.
No, nay. This, my queen, was not what I intended to do. I said... I'd make something here that's full of joy. And thus, my joy has turned all here to dust.
I do need to...
No! My daughter!
My lord, I'm sorry. I have done this ill. My queen, I meant not any of this now.
My queen, I cannot have what happens next.
What didst thou do?
She would but burn our town down for your mishappenings!
Dear father!
My son, thou hast come back.
And as a life taken from me, one should be taken from you as well.
Nay, no, do not this thing, my lord.
No, make a choice! Thy life or thy son's, one will be taken now by your own steel hat.
Give me the hat. I'll place it on my head. This thing I've done. My son, I fear I've not much to give you. A broken town, a business now destroyed, a friend lying dead, a queen. We'll see what she doth do.
Soon to be.
Dear father.
And thus I place this hat upon my head. I'm sorry for what I've done and all my sins, but I hope with your own father being gone, your life, your travels may then soon begin.
You dare say such words to my own father here? For him to take his life now in?
And what of you? You're the one who had left. It is all your fault that this has happened, as much as his.
I had dreams to follow, so.
We all have had dreams.
And in this dream I learn what daggers meant to do.
They're meant to stab and not to swing.
For I did leave to find such joy in world, and none therein without my father here. And he has died. So now, I stand a lone boy, filled with no joy.